It is widely believed that even though Manny Pacquiao has retired from the sport of boxing, a rematch with rival Floyd Mayweather Jr. would easily change his mind. And it appears that a Pacquiao versus Mayweather rematch is finally happening, only that both future Hall of Famers will not be trading punches. Instead, it will be a test of skill on the basketball court, dubbed as Mayweather versus Pacquiao All-Star Basketball Charity Game that was released through a press release. Now, the said event will reportedly take place this coming December in Las Vegas. Ryan, are you excited to see Floyd and Manny duke it out again on a basketball court?
I don't understand this because I feel like their best sport would be boxing, right? Because they have a lot more experience in that. They've shown that they're pretty good at that. I haven't really seen a whole lot of evidence that they're like these great basketball players, right? So I just don't get that. But they're going to be making their own teams. I think that if you want to make this interesting, the players should only be boxers. I want to see because all right, if I'm drawing up a team for Manny Pacquiao, first off, you got to go with who you know, right? So I think that of Pacquiao's current MP Promotions roster, probably Mark McSio is the best basketball player he has, right? So I would put him, first off, put him at the point guard position. Manny, I know he likes to spot up and shoot threes. So especially in transition, especially when you're down by 20 or whatever. I think but don't discount Floyd Mayweather's squad too, because he has a lot of players, and I think that you can get. He should go back in the day, gets David Sample. He was a pretty good basketball player.
Yeah. Let me remind the people that the show is entitled Round by Round, not Inside Stuff. Now, Ryan, let me change your opinion. Do you still feel the excitement that Manny Pacquiao, especially that Manny Pacquiao said yesterday that he's thinking of tapping your favorite NBA player, Allen Iverson, to play for his team?
First off, my favorite player is John Starks, okay? He just doesn't happen to go to Manila as much. But I think that, Allen Iverson play, we're not talking about practice, we're talking about exhibition. I think that's going to be pretty interesting. If you can get Allen Iverson to actually get on the court and do stuff, that would be worth the price of admission. Because I remember when Allen Iverson went to Manila, he trolled one reporter. Someone said, "Oh, is there a possibility that I can watch you play?" And he said, "Yeah, sure. Go on YouTube. You can watch me all day."
Ryan, everyone seems to jump on the gravy train of novelty fights, crossover fights, whatever you want to call it. But this charity event, do you think boxers will do a crossover now from the ring to the court with this kind of charity event? Do you think it will just spark a new trend now?
Well, here's the thing. If you're doing exhibitions, why don't we get into when we have all these guys who are doing exhibitions, we should get into their world, all right?
Yeah.
We should take over gaming. I want to see, let's get, I don't know, Josh Taylor, right?
Yeah.
And he can go in there against Deontay Wilder, and they can play fight night, and we can have all these people watching, right? And hey, listen, if it's controversial finish, we could take it to Halo. We could go and play NBA 2K. Listen, we should be taking over their realm. You know what I mean? So I think that if we're going to get into exhibitions, if we're going to get into the silliness, let's go and take the war to the YouTubers.
Ryan, going back to Floyd and Manny, who do you think is the better basketball player? We saw Manny Pacquiao play for the Kia Sorrentos in the PBA. We saw Floyd play a couple pickup games, charity games in Vegas. Who do you think is the better player? Who has the better hops?
Better hops? Oh, it's tough to say. I feel that Manny is probably a little bit better at moving his feet defensively. I think, which is weird, right? You would not think that, because in boxing,
it's different. Yeah.
but I've actually seen Manny show some, and I'm gonna give him props because Manny has a skills coach in General Santos City, and he does great work with Manny and his kids, and one of the LA boys actually. So yeah, no, I think that Manny takes the game of basketball a little bit more seriously, but I think that Floyd probably was playing with better players. I know that Pacquiao had Mark Barroca and a couple other guys playing with him in the Philippines. He would invite guys down to General Santos City, but Floyd was playing with Isaiah Thomas. So you might want to give the edge to Floyd there in terms of our quality of opposition. That's what I would say. But it's interesting. We were talking off camera. They met at a basketball game. They met at a Miami Heat game. Yeah. I think it would have been more random, because it's hard to interpret that. Yeah. What if they had met at like a Ginebra game? Like, oh man, Floyd Mayweather just happened to be courtside at a Ginebra game, and oh man, he's there. Oh, then I would have saw that more. Like, oh yeah, of course they're gonna fight. But Miami Heat game, anyone could be at a Heat game.
Yeah. No official date has been set for this charity game, but the report added that it will likely be held before Pacquiao turns 43 years old on December 17. Now, it just clouds the certainty if Manny Pacquiao will be able to play, particularly because Manny has obligations, an added responsibility now that he's running for the presidency here in the country. Now, the venue has also yet to be made official, although it's likely to take place at the MGM ground. So we won't be surprised if this game will air on pay-per-view.